my actions and my thoughts and my actions are aligned. What I'm thinking, what I want for myself, I'm doing. I'm no longer gaslighting myself. No longer dismissing myself. I am putting myself first unapologetically.
Welcome back to 2190 Live, everybody. I'm Zaina Allen, and I am here with the amazing. I can't
Mm-hmm.
even, she doesn't even, there's no need for me to give her an introduction. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Aww.
here with the Tia Mowry. Hey,
Aww.
girl, how
Hey
you
girl, hey.
doing?
Hey girl, hey. I'm doing great. I'm doing very well.
Yeah,
I feel present. My kids are okay. If they're okay, I'm okay.
I love that.
Alive. I'm
Ooh,
here. I feel very just aligned,
I
and
love that.
blessed.
And you know what? And I just saw you rolling around in the sand recently.
Oh my
I said,
God.
Miss Girl is killing it. She
Let
is
me tell
living
you.
life.
Oh my gosh. So I was actually in the Caribbean.
Hmm.
I was in the Bahamas, Nassau, where my family is actually from. I mean, not Nassau, but the Bahamas, Eleuthera, that's where my family's from. And I just said, you know what? I was with my friends and I was like, let's just record, on our, what is it, the iPhone. We were by the beach. It was late at night. And I was like, let us just have fun. And I'm a huge, huge fan of Mariah Carey and that song, My All. It happens to be one of my favorite songs. So when I saw that it was trending on socials, I was like, I have to do this. And so one of my friends, Stephanie, she had this big light, okay? And so we shot it in we shot it in the dark by the beach. She put her light up, had the iPhone going, and we just had a blast. And I will say this, I knew that the video was bomb.com. Don't age me. I know bomb.com may be, old right now. But when Mariah Carey actually commented on the video and she said slay.
Because you ate
I
it
was like,
up.
okay, nobody can tell me nothing.
Nothing. Not at all.
Nothing. Nothing.
Absolutely.
So I'm so happy people, I love using social media to inspire, to bring awareness to just have fun, just to be myself. And I'm so happy people, you know, they resonated with that video and
Yeah.
they thought it was fun. So
And you know what? Yes, you amazing. You looked amazing. It was an amazing
thank
video.
you.
What I have loved so much about you
Aw.
in the past few years or so is that you have really stepped into embracing who
Aw.
Tia is as a whole
Yes. Yeah.
and not giving up a bleep
Yes,
about what other
absolutely.
people think. And I think that is so inspirational. I think that
Thank
a
you.
lot of women uh
Mhm.
can gain a lot from that. And I
Oh,
want
thank
to ask
you.
you, you've spoken about your next act, because through your show,
Yeah.
your next act.
Yes.
Uh, and but we've seen it. We've seen your
Yeah.
next act in the way
Oh,
that you show up on social media and through your life
thank
and in
you.
the press and stuff like that. And I
Yeah.
want to know, what do you feel like you're stepping into now, as a woman in her 40s who has
Ooh,
worn, you have worn so
yeah.
many hats. I just want to know what you are stepping into now.
Oh my gosh. I am stepping into my full authenticity and my full truth. And I will say this, I didn't always feel comfortable here. I think, I feel like this happens a lot with women in general. We tend to live our lives for everyone else, meaning for our partners or for our children. Like we're brought into this world, and I think it's also a natural instinct, right, to nurture others. But we tend to forget about ourselves. And years ago, I didn't know who is Tia Mowry outside of being a mother, outside of being an actress, outside of being a sister. I didn't know who she was. But where I am now, I know who she is becoming. And I am dating myself, I'm getting to know myself. And I know that sounds cliche, but for me, it's so empowering. And I can honestly say I'm at peace. And I think I'm at peace because I'm not letting little Tia down. I'm not. Um, I am living the life that I want to live. And I feel so blessed to be able to do that.
Yeah,
I am walking in the present, meaning I'm no longer living in the past or being worried about the future. I'm focused on right here, right now. And I think with that comes gratitude.
mhm.
So I feel like why I feel like I'm at peace is because my actions and my thoughts and my actions are aligned. What I'm thinking, what I want for myself, I'm doing. I'm no longer gaslighting myself. I'm no longer dismissing myself. I am putting myself first unapologetically.
I love that.
And it's nice to hear that you say that that is inspiring, because I often I don't do things just for me, but I do things for my daughter. I want my daughter to see her mom um
Living
happy.
fully. Yeah.
Yes, living fully, happy, at peace, going after what it is that she wants to do, who she wants to be. And I feel like children, especially, they learn through observation.
Yeah.
So that's where I am right now. And I can honestly say I'm enjoying life. I really, really am. Like I am romanticizing my
I
life.
absolutely love that. No, I absolutely love that. I think that it's so funny that you mentioned just to take a quick step back, you mentioned that
Yeah.
you didn't know who you were outside of being a
Yeah.
mother, outside of being a
hmm
sister, being an actress.
hmm
And I was just recently talking to a few friends of mine, and they were saying how one of them was saying how she asked her mom and her aunts, who all
hmm
had gotten married young, had kids young,
Yep.
do you remember who you were before you had a
hmm
kid? Like, do you know the
hmm
things that you like? And a lot of them were saying that, no, I don't even remember the hobbies that I had before I had a kid.
Exactly.
And I want to know
Exactly.
just from your thoughts
hmm
or just what you think about this. It's like, what do you, now, I'm not gonna say would you have changed anything because I'm sure you love
Yeah.
it. I know you love your kids.
Yeah. Yeah.
But is there anything that you would have altered or shifted or you want to see different for your children that you did?
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
And I think you worded it perfectly because um I personally feel like I went through and I'm going through things in my life, whether they are challenges or not, so that I can better equip my daughter or be um, an incredible mother. So I want my daughter to follow her voice. I feel like sometimes society, especially again with women, um, there's this huge influence on us to go through kind of like checking things off the box, right? I need to be married by this age. I need to have children by this age. And it's like, at the end of the day, we all are not going to fit in that box. There are some people that are open to getting married and they're great at being in marriages. But then there are some women out there that don't want to get married, and that is okay too. I feel like society can sometimes put these narratives on us, and we feel like we have to be validated through that, meaning I only have value because I'm married or because I have a partner. I want my daughter to know that she has a choice. She has a choice to do whatever it is that makes her heart beat. And no matter what that is, whether she wants to be married or not, whether she wants to be a doctor or a lawyer or an artist, whatever, I am going to support her in that. But I want her to hear her voice, heed to her voice, and never second guess her voice.
No, I absolutely love that. Honestly, Tia, I know you said that you're saying this for your daughter, but you're also saying this for me because like I
No,
no, I
it's
understand.
okay.
I just turned 30
Okay.
and
Awesome.
I feel like I'm at this point where like
Mhm.
I've given up, not given up like in a bad way, but I've given up on what people wanted a 20-year-old or a 20 woman in
Yes.
her 20s to be. And now that I'm
Yes.
30, I'm like, well, I don't have a kid, I'm not
Yes, there's
married.
just a
Like
time limit.
I'm chilling. I'm having a blast. I'm really having a blast right
And
now.
that's your life.
Exactly.
That's your life. You have the right to live the life that you want to live, right? Like, and I feel like that's what I want my daughter to, I want her to move in that way as well, meaning I don't want you to live for me. I don't want you to live for anyone else. I want you to live for you. What makes you sing, right? What gets you excited? That is what I want you to do. Um, so yeah, I think that we are definitely in a generation where women are starting to understand that. We are becoming more independent. We are bosses, okay? Like we know what we want in our lives and we're going after it. So kudos to you. I'm
Thank
proud of
you
you.
so much. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
And I think that overall it's so important that women take ownership of their lives. Very
Yes.
important for women to take ownership of their lives. And that's in all realms, whether it be just the fun that you're having or the goals that you're
Health,
setting. I was just
mental.
about to say, it's so important to also prioritize your health. And I want to
Mhm.
ask you, you've spoken out about how cancer has
Yeah,
deeply like impacted your family.
I
You've lost your
know.
grandmother and aunt, and you even had
Yes.
your own recent scare
Yeah.
with a mammogram. I
Yeah.
want to know, like, how has that personal journey shaped the way that you want to talk about cancer within
Oh my
Black
gosh.
families, especially,
Yeah.
something around the table at the dinner table. You know what I'm
Of
saying?
course. So first of all, I've realized how important communication, being vulnerable, and talking about it is. And that's why I do. You mentioned my scare last year. Um, and, for those who are watching right now who might not know, I do every 6 months, definitely get a screening, a breast mammogram. And I'm doing that mainly because of my, family history. And what ended up happening was the doctor ended up calling me with some sort of news about an abnormality. I was so overwhelmed. I was so scared. I automatically thought about my children, but I knew that I was doing the right thing. And basically, what I had to do was I had to get a biopsy, which was not easy and not fun. And some people, even just hearing that, would be like, "Nope, nope, never mind. I don't even want to do it." But anyway, I ended up doing it. I ended up moving through the fear, and I ended up being okay. But unfortunately, that's not the story for many people. But what is the story that I want to tell is the importance of screening and just getting cancer screenings in general. When we talk about cancer, the odds, it's just not necessarily the same for Black communities. Unfortunately, we end up finding out that we, are diagnosed or get diagnosed with cancer during the later stages. And that can, in fact, impact a patient's outcome. The leading cause of death for Black women in the US is breast cancer. The leading cause of death for Black men in the US is prostate cancer. Something that we don't necessarily talk about is our family history and how that can be one of several factors that can influence one's risk of a cancer diagnosis. So I say that all to say one's family connection to cancer is really, really important to understand and know, to share with your doctor so that you can get the proper screenings. Only 1 in 5 Black adults in the US are aware of their family history. That is a low number, which is why we truly believe that there is this gap and there's this delay when it comes to cancer screenings. So I am doing this campaign basically to help change the odds and to close in that gap. And how we're doing that is with this Rewrite the Recipe video series. And I filmed several videos. And basically, what I'm doing in the video is I am talking with some incredible people from the community who have been affected by cancer, whether they've have had cancer themselves or they have a family member who had cancer. But we are openly, honestly, having these conversations around the dinner table because it's extremely impactful and it can change the trajectory. When you watch this series, you will see that. And I am hoping that you will be inspired by their stories, my stories, and learn more about your family history when it comes to cancer.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think it's so important. And like you said, I think overall, Black families have this. I love my people. I love my
Yes.
people. But I feel like Black families have this stigma that we just, they don't want to go
Don't
to the
believe.
doctor.
No.
You know, I have family members myself where I have to, like, me and my sister, I have an older sister, me and my sister are telling
Mhm.
everybody, like, go to the
Mhm.
doctor. Why are
Doctor.
you playing with yourself like this? Like,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it's so difficult. But hey, I do
Mhm.
hope that this campaign is
Oh,
able to spread the word and make people
yes.
really feel empowered enough to go to the
Yes.
doctor. I think it's not,
Yes.
I think it's really about being scared. I think a lot of people,
That's what it is.
yeah.
Exactly. I literally was, just having this conversation with my cousin who lost his mother, who is my auntie. We lost her a year and a half ago to brain cancer. And we were talking about the topic yesterday, and we were saying, we think that many within our community don't like having the conversation or talking about the big C because they're scared. But again, the reason why I opened up about being vulnerable and sharing my story is I want people to understand that you're not alone. I was scared too. But there's something that happens, right? Something happens when you move through that fear. You become informed, you get educated, you become aware, and then you are given the tools. You are given the support. And guess what? That fear, I'm not saying that it completely goes away, but you now feel empowered. So I am encouraging everyone to do the same. To during the holidays, yes, this could be a heavy topic and it can be overwhelming, but it's not always going to stay there. Once you move past and through those conversations, then there's going to be this feeling of empowerment. And I also want people just to know that, again, you're not alone, but there are also many resources out there. And you can find that at www.cancer.org/change the odds. There you can find more about potential risks, you can find more about support, but more importantly, you can find information about no or even low cost cancer screenings in your area. And it starts there.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well,
Hmm.
kudos to you to for getting the word out. I absolutely love this.
Oh,
And
thank you.
I know we have to wrap up soon. I just want to quickly, real quick, we're talking about the holidays, we're talking about the family, and
Okay.
we have seen the twins back together, and we love
I
to see it.
know.
We love to see it. I will
I
say, we love to
know.
see it. The video you two put together with the pink
Yes,
outfits. We're
I
back. I
know.
said,
I
oh,
know.
I
That
love
thing
it.
got, let me tell you, 18.9 million views.
Because you gagged us all. You gagged us all. We love to
I
see
was
you guys
like,
together.
what?
And I want to know, you guys, you and Tamara have had this lifelong bond. I just want
Yes.
to know how your relationship has evolved now that you're both moms.
Yeah.
You're pursuing separate creative paths. You
Yes.
guys are succeeding in your
Yeah.
lives on a separate
Oh,
level. Growing up, we saw you two together. It was
together.
always Tia Tamara, Tia Tamara. Now you guys
Yeah.
are like
Yeah.
separated and have created your own brands, if you will.
Yes.
How has
Yeah.
your relationship evolved?
Oh my gosh. What's so funny? And I'm going to be really honest with you. How our relationship has evolved. We were just in New York, and what we are talking about is getting older. We're like, oh my gosh, Tia, like she was like, oh my gosh, Tia, we are getting older. And we are having these conversations, these serious conversations about our health and what our family dynamic is, what that looks like. What are we doing? What are you doing? She was telling me about some, what is it? Don't quote me. What is it called? MCT oil or something like that. It's coconut oil. And she's, girl, this has changed my life. So our how it's evolved, we're constantly having conversations about health, wellness, our children, getting older, being happy, and the importance of family as we get older. Um, because not only are we getting older, our parents are getting older. How are we going to support them in their later years? How are we going to be supported? Like we're starting to have those conversations. Um, But yeah, I think what is really changed more than anything, I think is gratitude. You know, again, we're here. We're all well and healthy. Our children are doing well. They're thriving. Our parents are well, So just focusing on the things in life that we are grateful for. And I'm not talking about like these big, massive things. They're, things that one could look over.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely, absolutely. And
mm-hmm.
we love to see it. I'm so glad
Aw,
that
thank
we're back
you.
back together. I'm telling you, gag us all. We love to see it. Can't wait to see more
Aw.
from you guys. Love to see it. I want to
Thank
see
you.
her rolling around in the sand with you next time. That's what I want to see. You know,
I don't know if she would do that. We'd have to ask her. But yeah, you know what? Maybe she would.
hey, she might.
Yeah,
She
she
might.
might.
You
She
guys have
might.
evolved now. We're waiting to see it. But
That
no,
is
I am
funny. Could you
so glad I was
imagine?
able to chat with you today,
Oh, same
Tia.
here.
I always love chatting with you. I'm
Same
so
here.
looking forward to what this next chapter for Tia looks
Oh, thank
like.
you.
Like I said, you've been inspiring us, me and
Mm,
the girls. We love to
thank
see
you.
how you've been doing your thing with the
Thank
Instagram reels, the
you.
TikToks.
Thank
You've been
you.
doing it, girl.
Having fun.
Yes, having a blast. And that's
Yeah.
what we love to see. We love to
Thank
see
you.
Black women,
Yes.
especially women that we have grown up with, we have
Yeah.
seen grown up,
Yeah.
enjoying the life that they have created for
You
themselves.
only get one. You only get
Exactly.
one.
Exactly. I'm
So,
learning that right now. Like there's
yes.
literally, I only have but so much time left on this earth.
Yes.
Why am I
Yes.
thinking about what other
Yes.
people think?
Exactly.
Or
Exactly. Do you?